Please welcome the Pelbros Podcast.
Welcome back to Pelbros Podcast episode 15. I'm your host, James, and with me my co-host, Ryan DW.
Yep.
This is our first in-person recording in some time, I think.
In a while, man. Maybe like 4 months. 3-4 months?
3-4 months, yeah. And
Ages.
for good reason,
Yeah.
Celebrating not only the NBA restart, but 6 months worth of the Pelbros.
Yeah, Pelbros, if you guys aren't aware, we actually were... I mean, the thing is, we were established before we actually started recording, you know, because we were hustling in the streets beforehand. And that was actually on the 4th of the 2nd of 2020. So technically, it's like the 420 of all 420s.
Yeah,
And
4th of February. Today we're recording.
We're in a car park, by the way. That's why you got like car noises revving and shit. Like we said, we're still in the hood, baby.
Yeah, I mean, this is going back to pretty much how we started almost.
Yeah, it's the roots, baby.
But 4th of August, so it's been 6 months. So we're cheering with a bit of beer.
Yeah,
Few
cheers
beers.
again. Hey, we're gonna get louder than that. You can't even... There you go.
But yeah, I think you guys heard this before, but catch us on all our social channels. So at Pelbros on Instagram.
Yeah.
That's been popping off recently. Pelbros Podcast on YouTube. pelbrospodcast@gmail.com for any feedback, business inquiries. Let us know.
Or you can just hit up pelbros.com and that will direct you to everything you need to know. So, yeah.
But yeah, coming off the back of last episode where we actually did that right before the NBA restart, we had a few previews of the games coming up.
Oh,
We're actually in the thick of it now. 3 games in. We've played Utah, Clippers, and Memphis today.
yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to hit up some quick recaps of the 3 games, what we saw, what we liked, what we didn't. And then we're going to actually look at the Pels push to the 8th/9th seed. And we're going to do a bit of math, do a bit of numbers, to see
Get
how...
the calculators out.
Yeah, to see what it looks like, the journey to the playoffs. So, should we just kick it off with the recap?
Before we get into it, I would like to, yeah, mate, I'm just saying, like, you're brushing it off like it ain't no thing, bro. We only get 6 months first, but, man, you know, like, don't you love me? I thought I was the only one. I thought
that was our 6 months.
I thought I was the only Pelbro. I thought I was the only Pelbro for you, James. What's going on?
There's plenty around the world. Man. I can find it
Right, that's true. No, I just wanted, like, you know, we've got to give a little sentimental kind of value here before we move on into things. I wanted to say, like, I don't know, what has been, I got a question for you. What has been probably, like, the best highlight out of the last 6 months? Just keep in mind, because we started at that time, right, we actually only had 1 month of NBA, and it's been 5 months of pretty much fucking off-season, right? Longer than the usual off-season. So, taking all of that in consideration, what would you say?
We didn't prepare for this.
Yeah, I didn't prepare for it either. I just thought of the question too, but that's what I do, baby.
Do you have an answer? If you have an answer,
no,
you go
but
first.
I asked you, so you
I don't
first.
have an answer,
You
dude.
first. Shit.
I reckon, like, I mean, for me, I reckon it's going to sound cheesy, but just like
It's probably going to be the same answer, to
the
be honest.
learning process of, like, starting from zero, right? We don't have any...
Okay, yeah, that's
like,
true, that's true.
We literally
Yeah,
started
that's
from
true.
the
I like
bottom.
that.
Like, we didn't know shit about anything. We didn't...
Yeah.
I
We
don't
still
think...
don't know shit.
Did we ever record with a mic the first time? What did we even do?
Wait. Yeah, we did.
I don't know, but it was just very, like, from the hood, yeah.
Yes, it's from the hood, and we're back in the hood. We haven't forgotten the roots. No, it's true.
But I think the process is just, coming up with, like, new content,
Yeah, true.
coming up with new ideas,
Creative process of it all.
and just different channels of engagement. So, you know, Instagram, YouTube, shout out.
Yeah.
We've got that Pelbros group chat, which I'm really enjoying at the moment.
On Instagram, that's
Yeah.
exclusive chat.
That's pretty awesome just to get
Yeah.
complete randoms from all over the world together.
Speaking
just
of
chatting about
which,
basketball.
sorry, I did actually want to do a quick shout out. Someone was he commented on our Instagram just this week, right? Some Landon _ Chicago, I believe, right? If you're listening in, son, what's good, baby? What's good? Let's do another cheers to him.
Yeah,
Cheers, shout out to you, bro. We're actually very happy that there's another human being alive that is sitting around listening to us dickheads talk about Pelicans basketball for more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, but not to say that we don't have listeners. So.
Oh yeah, no, we got 100, we've got thousands, bro. Like advertisers, sponsors. We got so many.
Yeah.
Disney Plus, Spotify.
But just really quick, Spotify's a big one. But just really
100
quickly,
mil contract for us.
that also means that we need to shout out to people who've been with us for the past 6 months. So there's a bunch of them.
Oh, there's too many, bro. The thing is, we've kind of given shout outs over the course of the last 6 months.
But the fact that they've stuck with us during the 6 months, during almost, like you said, 4 to 5 months of inactivity, right? There was just almost no basketball. We were still coming up with stuff. We were still pumping out the episodes, even though there was no action.
Yeah.
There's been a bunch of people who've still listening. Guys in Paris, guys in
Paris,
US,
yeah.
bunch of locals here in Sydney.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You got any specific names you want to shout out, or are you just saying
not
shout out
specific
to
names,
okay.
just everyone. Like you said, we've given them shout outs in the past.
It's true.
Landon, yeah.
You're a real one, yeah. You made our day, bro. You made our day with that message, man. What I was gonna say, I'll quickly get into this. With my answer to the question, it kind of goes off what you're saying. At first, I was gonna be like, actually finding other Pelbros around the world, because that's kind of the reason we started, in terms of like, bro, we're the only two Pelican guy in Sydney, in the world, because we only live in this small world in Sydney, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But nowadays, you see some people wearing the Zion Williamson jersey here and there. It's quite funny. But I'm the only real one walking around with a boogie one. Apart from that, though, I was gonna say that originally it's just finding other Pelbros around the world, but that's whatever. I think the main one is kind of going off of what you said. I guess it's just more so it's all a learning process, but I guess like every single kind of episode, every single week, every single kind of maybe like little kind of task or goal we have, we can see ourselves improving. You know what I mean? With each kind of thing. So in that sense, it's almost like a form of self-improvement, because it is somewhat of a productive hobby of ours, right? So with that, within that 6 months, I can already see how I myself in real life, you know what I mean? How I've kind of like improved, right? So I'm just like, okay, Pelbros has also been almost a part of that journey too. Especially a lot of it is talking about my public speaking skills. You know what I'm trying to say? So getting more advertiser friendly, baby. So yeah,
definitely tone down the vulgar language since episode 0.
I've tried. That's true. I had a little pledge back in the day.
Shout out to the ground rules from episode.
Oh
0.
yeah. Shout out. If you're a real listener, you go back to number 0, introduction to Pelbros, where it all started 6 months ago, and 6 years later, and when we like chilling in NOLA, having wings of Drew Holiday, who's retired now, who's got championship rings and stuff like that. We're actually part of the parade. You guys would be like, you guys would actually be like, yo, in episode number 0, that shit was tight, man. These guys are still real from day 1. From day 0, actually.
I don't know if they say it was tight. They were so shit in episode 0.
And
now they're better at 150 or whatever it is.
Yeah. I guess that's the goal then. By episode 150, we made it.
Yeah, we've got 135 more to go, so plenty of time.
It's episode 15 right now, so just times 10. Yeah, we could probably get to it.
Hopefully we're still around by
cheers to that. We'll start into the next segment, I guess. And
yeah, well, let's just jump into the quick recaps of the games. So jumping into that first one against Utah, I think the score was 106 to 104. Unfortunately, a loss for us Pelicans. Before I get started, do you have any takes, any learnings, any kind of thing that you want to go off of?
I mean, the only main thing I'd say is that our prediction, it was almost there. Right? We told you it was going to be a close game. We told you it was going to be a very, very close game. And we told you that it was going to be a win within 5 points, right? It was going to be like a one-possession game, which it was. It did come down to a one-possession game. However, obviously, that one possession didn't end up working for us.
Yeah, so in the end, I think it was Rudy Gobert who ended up getting the better of us with that one possession.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, I think we predicted this game to be close. I think I was at least teetering on the edge of potentially it being a loss.
Mm.
So to be honest, I didn't necessarily expect us to win, but I was optimistic, right? So unfortunately, with the loss, I'm saying it wasn't unexpected, but man, it hurt. It hurt.
Yeah.
I think all Pels fans felt that. And I think we mentioned that there's a bit of rivalry with the Utah Jazz now. We've got a bit of chip on the shoulder.
Yeah, even more so now.
We've been screwed over a few times by the refs in the past. We were going in trying to even up the season record 2-2, and unfortunately, we just couldn't get the dub. I think we started off quite slow. We started off a bit sloppy. It looked like, I guess, the team that played in scrimmage didn't look like the team that was playing out there against Utah at the start. But I think there's a few reasons for that. So it was just us being a bit lazy, but then at the same time actually playing against real defense.
Yeah,
let's be honest, scrimmages, they're not playing real defense.
They're like, you're it.
Yeah, they might be playing their starters, but they're not playing seriously.
Yeah.
So yeah, we came out slow, but then we saw some positive signs in the second quarter. We actually fought back and actually got a lead.
Yeah.
But it was that third and fourth quarter that we just derailed. I don't know what was happening. We just weren't scoring buckets. They outscored us.
Yeah, we had a big lead. It was like maybe 16 points at one point, I think. Yeah.
We got outscored 27-10, I think it was, in that last quarter. And we just couldn't get the dub. So lots of unclutchness.
Yeah.
And in the end, lots of frustration from the fans.
Yeah, just like some, I guess, like poor decision making at the end of the line, down the stretch, as per usual with the Pelicans. I think there was a statistic in clutch situations. I think we're 5 for 23. So
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
shit.
So, like you said, I think really poor decisions. No one really took charge in that fourth quarter. I think BI was having a pretty good game, and I expected him to kind of take over in that fourth quarter, like he did against the Jazz in that 49-point game. But in the end,
he tried to do the same game-winning shot, I think, too.
yeah. Well, in the end, it came down to one possession, but I think no one in the fourth quarter really took that lead, right? And so Drew looked a bit passive. BI looked passive. We didn't have Zion, so obviously there's a few.
That's another kind of thing we'll get into.
Obviously on a minutes restriction, so he didn't play in that last quarter. But in the end, it came down to one possession. But I think we said this, and we said this to the guys in the chat as well. I think for the past couple of seasons now, Gentry has not been good at drawing plays out of a timeout. So,
I don't know if he understands what that means.
Yeah, exactly. I think he just draws on that little board, and everyone just looks at it like, "What are you doing?" So,
isn't there that freaking like that video of JJ being like,
just gonna say the exact same thing where JJ just looks at it and goes, "What is that play?" Yeah. So, I think the exact same thing happened this time. JJ was looking pretty hot. We're all expecting the ball to go to him. Even the commentators
in the game winner, right?
Yeah, even the announcers said, "Look out for JJ. They're gonna go for JJ."
Yeah.
In the end, when it comes to the inbound, I don't know whether this is poor execution, but there were no screens. There was hardly any movement off the ball. I think JJ tried to run around, but there were no screens. There was no really set play.
Yeah.
And then in the end, I mean, I wasn't too upset by the shot.
I can live with that shot. That's a good, that's a decent shot. I mean, it almost went in. It just rimmed out.
Exactly what you said. I'm happy to live with that shot. Yeah. BI just backed himself, and I respect that. And he did get a bit of room and distance and space to take that shot.
Yeah.
In the end, it looked like it was going in. It kind of just rimmed out, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty devastating. The look on his face was, he thought it was going in. He felt it. And that would have been the game winner, 104 obviously to 106. So it would have been the game winner, and I respect them for taking it because why go for the draw?
Yeah. And so I was gonna say, knowing BI too, he would have probably because he's a really good that's the thing about this specific Pels team, right? All of them are kind of responsible. It's not like a toxic locker room, right? Everyone is BI probably felt responsible for that loss, but nah, son. If anything, that's a good shot for BI to take. I can't blame him. The fact is that at the end of the day, the team itself let everyone down. You know what I mean? So we can't really be pointing fingers around or anything like that. This is the game. Sometimes it goes in, sometimes it don't.
Yep, lots of turnovers, and in the end, needed to work on our defense. So we had guys like the guards all torched us. So Mike Conley.
Oh, Mike Conley, Jordan Clarkson,
Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell just he was pretty much quiet, but then he just came hot.
Yeah,
in the fourth quarter, maybe third, but I remember the fourth quarter just went off.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, you call him quiet, but then he scored 20 points. So in the end, it was the guards that kind of just torched us, and we just didn't have defensive acumen to kind of stop them. But yeah, tough loss. None of us really expected. I mean, we didn't expect to win, but still kind of frustrating to see. And
we could have won, but at the same time, we could be happy without the without the win. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, if you feel bad about how that felt, right? How we lost that game. I'm the one who had money on that. You know what I mean? And I was betting on what I said. I put my money where my mouth is. I put it within Pels to win within 10 points, right? And it was this close. It was this close, right?
House always wins. Like you told
House
me,
always wins. House always wins. A wise man once said, right?
Wrapping up, quick shout out to Drew and JJ, who were our top performers, our best performers, both scoring 20 plus points.
King player of the
and the
firm.
only ones that were keeping us in the game.
It's true.
BI towards the end there. But yeah, I think that wraps up the game against Utah. Should we move on to the Clippers?
Yeah. Okay. So Clippers, we're not going to talk too much about the Clippers because we don't want that energy. We don't need that energy here, bro. You know what I mean? But Clippers, okay, let's just be real here. We just got freaking destroyed. We just got pumped. We just got shat on by the Clippers. It was a totally outclass. It was pretty much Team USA or something like that, or not even Team USA. The God mode of all God mode.
This is 92 Dream Team.
Yeah. Versus our school. Versus me and you. We were playing basketball in high school.
Yeah. This was an absolute decimation. So
some random school in Sydney, 13 E's basketball or something like that. Just getting completely pumped, bro. Yeah. We didn't know what was going on there, mate.
Pretty much. It's not that worth going too deep in it. But if we had to sum it up, if you haven't seen it, definitely check out the JJ 1,000-yard stare meme.
Yeah.
Because that image sums up
all
how
you
we
need to know
felt.
about that. Yeah.
This game was pretty much over. I'm going to say in the second quarter, earlier the second quarter. In the first quarter, they had already jumped into, I think, a 10-plus point lead. Oh yeah, I believe we went into the quarter break 12 points down.
Yeah.
And I think Joel Myers said it could be worse.
Yeah, that's exactly
And
that.
when he
It's
says
true.
that,
it's true. Yeah.
you know shit's bad.
Yeah, shit's bad.
You know
real bad.
shit has hit the fan. So
Yeah, Joe Meyer is like the most like unbiased.
exactly.
He's just like, he's seeing all these like Pels, people on like Suicide Watch and shit. And he's just like, it can be worse, guys. It can be worse. Or like, it could be worse. I can't even do his voice. It could be worse.
He's just trying to keep us
sane,
afloat.
Yeah,
sane.
afloat. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think at one point we were down by 40 points. I think 42 points at one point.
Don't bring that up, but
Which
yeah, it did happen.
It's absolutely tragic. But
Yeah.
Quick shout outs to PG, Kawhi. They both went nuclear
from 3
point.
Bang, 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 bang.
PG
Like
just turned it up. He looked like OKC MVP.
because these guys just came off a one possession loss to Lakers too. You know and like we said, we did predict that if they wanted to use us like a punching bag, we got nothing we can do, and that's exactly what happened. So we did predict there was going to be a loss.
Yeah, this is revenge.
But like. Yo, like, you know, like, I didn't hurt you. You know, we didn't hurt you, son. We didn't hurt you. Like, I ain't that man. Like, I'm a different guy, girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't the one you should be mad at.
Yeah, I think we said...
Take it out of me.
I think we said that this is one of the games where they don't have to, like, care about it.
Yeah.
And they were missing Lou, Will, and Trez. They did not need them. They
Yeah.
did not give
It's like, oh, who?
They did not care.
Oh, you talking about them? We didn't need them? Yeah.
They used us, like a punching bag. Like we were the bloody lower seed on the table. Nobody showed up on our team. They all started sloppy. All the starters played really poorly. Plenty of turnovers.
Oh, it's too many. Dude, oh, yeah. I was going to say, there's actually a stat. So, from the first 2 games, so Utah and not Lakers, and versus the Clippers, there was one in every 5 possession was a freaking turnover. That's how bad it was. That's how bad it was. Yeah.
That was pretty tragic.
Yeah. So going off of that though, like I want to talk about the late, like about the. Were we going to say something about the Clippers? Like,
no, I think that's it. I was just going to say that I think the most frustrating thing, I mean, if I had to sum up the performance in one go, I wouldn't even say frustrating. I'd say pathetic.
Yeah.
I thought the guys just looked super lethargic. They didn't look like they were trying, right?
Yeah.
So at least you want to see effort.
Or anything.
Yeah, you want to see effort, right? You want to see that the guys trying to play defense, they're trying to actually claw back. But I think after they shot like 5 threes in a row and made them clean, I think the team just put their heads down and just didn't care.
The soul was taken out.
It felt like they were coming into this game thinking that they were just going to win it. Or like thinking they were deserving of winning it. And they didn't bother putting out any effort.
It's true.
As soon as that happened, it was, clear the starters and just put the bench on. And by then it's garbage time minutes. I barely tuned in. I left it in the background and kind of just ignored it. But feel free to go.
No, man. Like before I get into like what I was gonna say is that, and what was heavy for me, right? Because I knew we weren't gonna win this, right? I didn't put a bet on for the win. I had a bet on specifically for. I was just like D-Faves, my boy. You know, because D-Faves should be having a big game because this is the Clippers are dealing with, and there's no Trez too. You know, but I mean maybe he's got more minutes with Zubac. It could have been a situation there, but if anything, I was like, okay, because no way in my head did I think we were going to get completely just blown out. You know what I mean? I thought it'd be like a decent, put in some effort kind of game, right? So with that, true. So with that, what's it called? I put on a bet for D-Faves. It's a very chill bet. Like he'll get 7 boards and he'll get 14 points.
Yeah, the man sounds realistic.
Yeah. The man ended up getting more than 7 boards, or maybe 7 boards at least, but. Man, like pretty much we put on the garbage time minute guys just when it was 12 points. Just because, come on, Gentry. I've got this bet on. I've got this bet on, dog. Like, I'm going to give you $50 after too. Why you got to do me like that? That's how I see it.
Yeah, and we said in the last episode, D-Faves have scored 20 plus in the 3 games that he played against the Clippers this season. So we were expecting a big game, but man, at least in the first 2 games, he looked really poor. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing, unfit, very Butterfingers, couldn't catch a ball to save his life.
People were roasting him on Twitter.
Yeah, he got absolutely smashed, and it looked. I mean, I kind of felt sorry for him, but it was true.
Kind of felt sorry for him.
It was funny because people were just like, to be fair, he was pretty trash.
Yeah.
And they're not wrong. He was quite terrible. So completely deserved the hate. Before we jump in, I mean, he bounced back in the game of Memphis, but before we get into that, there's a lot of controversy in between the Clippers game and the Memphis game. Specifically around Zion's minutes.
Oh, but before, because that's like a more serious discussion. We were just talking about defense. The best like roast comment was what's it called?
Caveman.
Yeah, Derek Favors. I can't even read that. Derek Favors is a big dumbass caveman. I forgot to put my glasses on. Yeah.
That's too
And the thing is, it's like, and that's exactly what you said. Like, you know, we can't hate. It's true. I mean, like, look at that haircut, bro. What's going on? Like, there's that, and it's nothing about. Because the thing is that AD is rocking the same kind of haircut too. And yeah, boys, you know, I'm happy someone said it. Like, you know, I'm not rocking with that haircut, guys. I think we're gonna do the same kind of thing that and for Zoe too, right? In terms of how we like, both of these guys, they're gonna shave their head. Remember how Mirotic back in the day when he had the beard Mirotic, and when you shave Mirotic, bang, 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 bang from three, right?
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need to shave that shit up, boys.
Same thing happened with Jason Tatum, how he was really bad.
Yeah,
in the first game,
yeah,
and
exactly.
He got a haircut and then came out 34 points or something against I think it was Portland. So, yeah. Lastly, we've given so much love to D-Phase in the past, but he was trash.
Yeah,
so he deserves that.
For those first against.
He deserves that.
Yeah.
But yeah, talking about what we were saying before, Zion's minutes.
Mr. Zion Williams.
Lots of drama,
controversy.
lots of fans getting involved and just being upset with the organization, with Dave Griffin, with Alvin Gentry.
Always Alvin Gentry.
Yeah, with Zion's minutes restrictions. So he's obviously been in quarantine, had to go for a family emergency. And then the Pelicans were saying that for all players, if they hadn't met a certain amount of scrimmages or a certain amount of play time, then they'd be eased into the minutes, which is completely understandable, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, that makes sense. But a lot of a lot of fans were frustrated to see Zion only getting 15 minutes in the first two games, and then also only getting 15 minutes in those first three quarters. So he would play
Spurs
first 5 minutes of each quarter.
Yeah.
So literally the 12th minute to the 7th minute, and then he'd get taken off as soon as that 7th minute comes. The horn would be going for him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I got a few thoughts and feelings on it. What's your take on it?
My only, so I'm going to quickly light the cigar up in a sec. So my only kind of quick thoughts on this, right, is that, you know, people that aren't necessarily Pel fans are like, you know, taking that issue to like full their heart, like, you know, they're like a complete defense lawyer or prosecutor about this. They're like, nah, Zion's going to leave. Zion wants to get traded. You know what I mean? Like, they're full over dramatizing all this shit because, you know, that's what the media kind of does. You know, oh my God, like, he's pissed. He doesn't want to be here anymore. But, yo, it's chill, dog. Like, because how I see it too is like, even fans are being like, can't they see? We need this. We need this win. You know, we need to get this. Like, all right, cool, dog. Like, you know, like, I want to get in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. I want to get playoffs probably more than your ass. I'm making a podcast about it. You know what I mean? I've been saying it for the last, how fucking long it is. Shut the fuck up, right? First off, right? I've done the work. Right? I put in the fucking yard, son. I put in the time, right? What you know about that, son? Anyways, there's that. But I'm talking about, at the end of the day, let's not forget, we got bigger, let's look at the bigger picture, right? We're here to make a 2020s dynasty, right? So that's what, you know, if they want to be extra cautious, there's a couple of games here and there, then, you know, can we really blame Zion? You know, shouldn't it be everyone else fucking pick up the slack? You know, like, it's not like it's just Zion and then, like, you know, like, what's it called? LeBron's Cavaliers from ages ago. You know what I mean? Like, we've actually got pieces, you know what I mean? People pick it up. You know, like, it should kind of work itself out. That's how I see it. There's that. And on top of that, too, Zion's minutes anyway, during those games, it's not like it was freaking great anyway. Turnover after turnover, he wasn't necessarily doing that great. Even the game in Memphis, just at the beginning at least, he was kind of, you know, taking a bit to get into his groove, right? So that's kind of my 2 cents. I'm going to light this bitch up to you.
Yeah, there's a few perspectives out there, and I know from at least, like you said, there's non-Pelicans fans, and they would definitely bring in a lot of drama around his minutes.
Chime in.
So, a few perspectives regarding the hate. I know there was some going to the organization around D. Griff, the Pelicans, Alvin Gentry for how they played him. And then there was a lot of other hate going to Zion himself for not being fit, you know, not coming, you know, not losing weight over the break. People questioning what the hell he was doing, which is fair. I think he did look a bit chunkier coming back. There were a few photos shared previously where he looked stronger, which I think were a bit deceiving because he ended up looking much rounder and a bit slower, a bit more unfit.
Family emergency, bro. He got to eat. Grandma's cooking.
He just, I don't know, whatever he's eating, he just needs to watch his weight. So I think those are completely justifiable, but I think a lot of people were just going a bit extreme, overboard when it comes to
as per usual,
the hate on the organization, and they didn't think about it from an organization perspective, right? So I'm not going to name names, but we had a few people coming out and saying, upper management don't want to win. David Griffin doesn't know what he's doing. Alvin Gentry doesn't know what he's doing. I think only the last one makes sense. But, I don't think, in the end, the doctors, the medical staff, they're looking out for the interest of Zion himself as well as the organization, the franchise, right? Yeah. And I want to compare this to, not really compare, but use the example of Jonathan Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because obviously he's just injured his ACL recently, and he only just came back from a knee injury.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that if you're not taking care of your players, look what can happen.
Yeah.
You know, that's potentially a face of the franchise, someone who they're going to invest in, someone who they believe in for the next decade.
Someone who just got up to second in sales of jersey sales,
Yeah, exactly.
right behind LeBron.
And
we're going to get political here, but yeah.
Yeah, and then double injuries that are going to be impact his career. You know, his ACLs aren't a joke. He's going to take probably a year before he comes back full strength, full health.
Yeah.
We've seen that with a lot of other players, and they're still recovering. And he's supposed to be the face of the franchise for the next decade. So
I guess Markelle Fultz.
Zion's going to be in the same situation. You've got to take care of your assets, your people. If he just goes out and gets injured straight away, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Right? What do we fight for? What do we sit him out for half a season for if he's just going to go out and get injured recklessly and carelessly like that? So
yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we won't go much deep into that, but I think overall some of it was justified, some of the hate wasn't.
Yeah, a lot of it was just overreactions.
Plenty of the hate wasn't justifiable, but in the end, the game today, he was utilized a lot smarter, a lot better.
Yes.
I think he
now we can talk about the real shit.
I think he got around 26 minutes or so.
We're talking about Memphis' game, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
The dub, first NBA bubble win for New Orleans Pelicans. Beat them pretty comfortably. Let me just quickly get the score up.
Yeah, because we actually thought... Okay, so our initial prediction was actually correct. I was a bit of like a bitch. I changed it a bit because Memphis had been, grinding it out versus their last two opponents. I think, Spurs and Portland, was it? Or whoever. It was like, some good teams, right? And it was close games that they just lost by, right? So I was thinking it was going to be a much more closer game. However, like I did mention in the last episode, it was going to be a back-to-back for them, right? So they did seem a lot more tired. They did seem a lot more like pretty much KO'd. Like more specifically, their two stars, right? Ja Morant and Triple J. What's it called? And the thing is, obviously, I put a bet up on, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But what I'm trying to say though is, because of all, I didn't take into consideration that we were going to whoop their ass so badly. Is what I'm going to say. I thought it was going to be a much more competitive game, so I updated the predictions a bit to win by 5 points. I was going to think it was going to be a more closer game, but it seems our initial gut feeling was correct, sir. However, the other twos weren't. But
yeah, so 109 to 99, the Pelicans win. So some good key performances out of this game for the Pelicans team. It's hard to pinpoint, who was the best, but BI showed up, scored, I think, 24 points. And then you've got Zion, who, like you said, he was shaky at the start. He looked a bit sloppy as well. But I think just having him on the court was just a massive presence.
Especially at the end.
Yeah, he was getting fouled. They couldn't really defend him. Valanciunas struggled to guard him all day. Yeah. And then just having him there is just an extra person they need to think about, an extra person they need to guard. Yeah. And that gave opportunities for the other guys.
Would you shut up, mate?
He scored 23 points for Zion on 9 of 21 field goals. But like you said, he did have
Sorry for the motorbike.
He did have a few clutch moments. He got a few really good assists in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Got a few free throws and then some clutch plays. The other shout out would be Drew clamped Ja all game. So Ja Morant only shot 5 of 21 from the field, which is pretty filthy. They were just leaving him open from three wide open. They were just baiting him to score it and shoot it. Yeah. So we didn't see the usual aggression we saw from him. I think, like you said, he probably was a bit tired.
Yeah.
But when a team's giving you that much space, where they're just literally standing, 3 arms length away from you, you got to shoot that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for us, he didn't execute. And then lastly, my shout out would go to Josh Hart. So
yeah, Josh Hart was like just hustling. He was making hustle plays. Even injured his
cut his hand just chasing after a loose ball. But that's the kind of plays that you need, and that's the kind of plays you want.
The energy.
He was just grabbing rebounds. He was grabbing the ball and just running down the court and getting fast breaks and just kind of disrupting the defensive sets that Memphis was trying to put up. So overall, great team win. I think this lifted up my mood.
Yeah, for sure.
And a lot of fans, didn't have to ring up some depression hotlines themselves because it has looked pretty bleak. I think this has generated a new kind of optimism. But yeah, overall great game. Like you said, the Memphis guys just couldn't. They looked tired. They just couldn't get their shots up.
Yeah.
Even Jaren Jackson Jr. looked like he was settling for really bad 3-point shots. Yeah.
They shouldn't have it shouldn't have even been, it would have been much more of a bigger blowout if not for the fact that the bench, who's his name, Gary Allen, right?
Yeah, Grayson Allen.
Allen, sorry. He just started, making it rain from 3.
Yeah.
If not for him, and I guess a bit of points from Dylan Brooks, these guys, it's it's a different level. It's a different game here. The thing is, I actually had a bet on for this game too, right? I had a bet that so I was gonna say that we're gonna win, which happened. And then I had a bet that D-Phase was going to get 7+ boards, which happened. Then I had Triple J, he was going to get, I think, 16+ points, which happened. But only just. He only started coming hard around third, fourth quarter. And then this was the most likely thing to happen. John Morant getting more than 15 points. My man ended up getting what? 12, was it? Or like 10?
11.
11, there you go. So that's the game sometimes. House always wins.
House always wins.
House always wins.
That should be the motto for this
yeah, house always wins, right? Yeah, true. Oh, no, but I don't want to say that. It should be like, I'm always winning and, this is how I'm hacking the system.
We started off with you always winning and you
your
slowly, victory stories.
It's actually true. Oh my God.
But you raised a good point. I do want to give a last shout out to D Favors. So in the first 2 games, he looked, like we said, slow, unfit, sloppy. But he turned up this game. He started off really well. He was boxing out Valanciunas.
Did what he needed to do for us.
Jackson Jr. Exactly. Doing what his role is, and that's just grab rebounds, play good defense, help defense, and he did that.
How many boards? Like over 10? What was it?
So D Favors got 13 boards.
They fucking go.
Only 2 points, but we didn't need him to score.
Exactly. We got Zion dropping 23. We got BI dropping 24. Like, yo, D Favors, just get us the board, son. But I was gonna say with that, like, the last thing I want to touch on here, bro, like, it seems that what's it called? It's official. It's actually official that Drew has a second son. Like, Dame has a little brother in Ja Morant. It's just like, there's nothing he can do. Rookie of the year, whatever. Like, it's pretty much like Uncle Drew. It's like, tell me, who's the one that's been hurt picking on you at school, huh? It's like, who's the one? That's exactly what's going on, bro. Ja Morant is just getting, like, locked down. And that's something I should have taken into proper consideration with this bet, because the only reason I did give, Ja Morant, like, put money on Ja Morant to, like, score and Triple J was because the only way that they could actually make it a competitive game was through those 2 guys, you know what I mean? And with that, both of the games beforehand in the bubble, they've been balling out. Both of them have been balling out, right? So that's why I put money on it. I even actually made money on the Spurs versus these guys game, right? That I had a few things on the Spurs, but I had specifically Triple J was going to give me the same amount of kind of points, which he did. So because of that, I was like, all right, Triple J, my boy. And so Triple J did deliver again. However, Ja Morant, that's the thing. Just Drew's too good, bro. What can I say? Drew's too good. And yo, look who we're both representing Drew Holiday jersey as of today. That's the thing. I personally hadn't had a Drew Holiday jersey until today. Like, just in the mail from China, my fake earned Pelicans Drew Holiday jersey actually came in specifically on the day of the 6th anniversary. You can't make this up. And it's probably like 2 months delayed.
Yeah, I was going to say that you ordered like 3 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing the timing. It actually came in this morning, bro. Yeah, mate. So, cheers to that. That's what I can really say.
Yeah, great win overall. This was a must-win game. I mean, I think all games now are going to be must-win.
Must-win.
The most important part of this is that it helps us catch up to Memphis somewhat, as well as get us into a better position for the 9th seed. So we'll touch on that in a second. But man, Memphis, they're looking rocky. They've lost all their games in the bubble. Dropped a game to Portland. Dropped a game to Spurs, which didn't really help our case to some extent.
Yeah, especially the Spurs.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I'm scared, James.
My only concern would be for the team versus the next, that they might come out with a bit of vengeance and a bit of revenge. But this isn't the Memphis podcast, so
yeah, true.
Pelicans, great win. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm happy to leave it at that. One last thing I will touch on this game specifically was that, did you notice from today's games, not just our game, but specifically today's games, they've like changed the jerseys a bit. Like, they've got the last name too at the bottom. You see that?
I saw that.
Because before it was just, if the people that did choose to put a special name, whatever, it was on the top. But if you didn't, then it was just your normal name at the bottom, which I thought was pretty cool. But now everyone has the bottom name, and then I just think it looks so freaking chat. You know what I mean? Chat means like ugly, by the way, like Sydney slang.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think,
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I just think it looks freaking chat. Like, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, why don't we just go into the predictions for the next game? So we've only got 5 games left, so we won't bother breaking this into multiple episodes, but we'll just go through at least our predictions for the Pelicans games first.
Yeah.
And then we'll do a bit of calculation, a bit of math to see how realistic it is our 8th and 9th seed hopes look like.
Yeah.
So for the Pelicans, at least, I'll just quickly name off the next few games we have.
Yeah.
We've got the Kings.
Dub.
Washington Wizards.
Dub.
San Antonio Spurs,
Hopefully a dub, but I don't know.
Sacramento Kings again,
Dub.
and then the Orlando Magic.
Dub. Oh, but the thing is, we did lose to them before. I looked it up.
Yeah,
we actually
we
did
did,
lose to them.
yeah.
But come on, it's more serious now. Let's just get the dub.
Yeah. So, I mean, I agree with what you've said. Let's not go too deep into each individual game,
Yeah.
but Sacramento have dropped a few games in this bubble. The Wizards don't have, John Wall still.
Bradley Beal, they don't have to?
Bradley Beal, I believe, is playing.
Oh, he's
but,
playing?
Man, what are they playing for? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
That should be an easy dub.
What are they playing for? That's the best argument.
The Orlando one, I do think that we can win because we have a bit more agency and
Yeah.
they don't have Isaac. They technically got home court advantage, but
Yeah.
I think we can get that. Let's go back to the third game against the Spurs.
That's the
one
only
that we'll discuss.
game that we need to really think about today.
And we really thought that we could take this easily before the bubble started.
With the
just
entire
because-
LaMarcus Aldridge
Yeah, we
injury.
knew that Aldridge was going to be out for the rest of the
Yeah.
season. They announced that much before the NBA even started. I think that generated a lot of hope for us. But man, they've bought out.
False hope as per usual.
They have
as a
bought out
Pelicans fan.
during this break.
Yeah,
So,
dude, these guys have been absolutely killing it. And that's the thing. The Spurs just won't die. Like, come on, guys. Like, give us a spot in the playoffs. Like, you've had your 22 years or whatever.
yeah.
Oh.
So DeRozan's still doing his thing. Taking
Staying.
charge. Got Deontay Murray. I think overall they just play great team basketball, and
Yeah.
they've got 2 out of 3 wins from this game, and almost beating Philly in that third one. So they've beaten Sacramento Kings. Not too surprising. They've beaten Memphis, which I thought that they would drop a game to.
Yeah.
And then they just missed out on beating Philly, and there were a few
By 2 points. one
suspicious
possession.
calls towards the end there.
Yeah.
Off a 3-pointer from Shake Milton. So, I mean, yeah, Philly aren't a joke, but they only lost by essentially a possession.
Yeah.
The Spurs actually look like
Spurs are scary, man.
scary. Scary, I think, is the best word for it. But
Because if anyone is to be scared of, it, before we're like, oh, if anyone, nah, bro, it's Spurs. Like, Spurs, we can never sleep. We can't sleep on the Spurs right now.
Yeah.
I'm actually losing sleep at night because of the Spurs. I think about
thinking about Greg Popovich, in your dreams.
He's under my bed.
I don't know if you've seen the Game of Thrones on YouTube, but yes.
Oh, Game of Zones thing.
Game of Thrones, sorry.
I've not
The
watched
Spurs and Greg Popovich are like the White Walkers, where they're like,
Oh, okay.
they'll fuck everyone up. Yeah,
That doesn't make
it's
sense.
perfect. It's perfect analogy. But
Yeah.
going back to our prediction of the Pelicans games, so we're thinking, at minimum 4-1 from wins, but like potentially 5 going 5-0.
Yeah.
And that would put us at around 32 at minimum wins for the season, right?
So 32 to 33 wins. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're on 28 at the moment, so we're putting at minimum 32 wins, right?
Yeah.
So just quickly going through the Spurs schedule, let's kind of predict how they'll go and see how it looks like
After we add it up.
yeah, before we jump into
Yeah,
Portland.
go for
So
it.
for myself, I'll quickly go through the games. The Spurs face Denver, Utah, then us, Houston, and then Utah again. And on face value, that looks like a scary lineup.
Yeah.
That looks like that's not an easy feat to go get up against.
Especially what we got. Yeah.
Denver just put up a great win, with MPJ and Jokic going crazy. And Houston have actually looked really good. They just managed to beat. I forgot who they beat. I think it was Utah. They beat Utah and they beat another team in this bubble. So they're actually kind of a scary team. So I mean, if I'm looking at face value, it looks like a tough matchup. But I think you mentioned it right before we started this, that they've beaten Utah this season.
Both times.
So I mean,
And not even close. Like, not close, not like huge whoop, but, it was a clear win.
yeah. So with with Spurs sitting at 29 wins,
Yeah.
we need them to get, 2, maybe 3 wins maximum.
Yeah.
And looking at the schedule, it's possible.
Yeah.
That's the scary part. If they get 2 wins off Utah, then they're already sitting at 31 wins. So man,
Wait. If they get both of the... Sorry, say again?
so they're on 29 wins.
Yeah.
And then if they beat Utah twice,
Yeah.
that's 31, right?
30.
That's already 31. So, assuming they win one more,
Oh,
they'll
okay.
be on 30.
Out of the other ones.
yeah,
Yeah,
they'll be
shit.
32. And then we're saying that we're going to get 32.
Yeah.
And we potentially have, we don't have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, we don't have the time. Yeah, we
At the
don't.
moment.
Yeah, but the thing is, we do have that game against them, which
Yeah.
is very, very
So
crucial.
that's like the must of
Yeah.
all wins. So
Yeah.
I think today's game against Memphis was must win game number 1. I mean, you can say all of them are must win,
Yeah,
but we're talking about must win.
yeah.
Just to
It's a
compete
different
for the
thing.
9 seeds, different story. We have to beat, we'll beat Grizzlies, we have to beat Kings, and then we have to beat the Spurs.
Yeah,
So-
because I don't know. Yeah, Spurs versus Denver. I could see go either way. You know what I mean? I can't just say easy double here or there. Utah, that's the same situation. We already said. New Orleans is us. Houston, I actually was looking that up. That's why. It was actually Mavericks that beat Houston Rockets.
All right, yeah,
Yeah.
Mavericks, yeah. So my only thing before we jump into Portland, I just want to quickly say the Spurs. One thing about the Spurs is that because they don't have Aldridge, they're struggling a bit against big centers, and Embiid kind of cooked them in today's game.
Yeah.
With the post up. So I'm hoping that guys like Jokic
Take advantage of that.
The Nuggets have a massive big man lineup. Take advantage of that, and then
Rudy
Rudy
Gobert.
Gobert.
Oh yeah.
So
please do something good.
Those
for
are my
us.
hopes, and then obviously we've got defense, we've got Zion, who bring a different level of energy and creativity in their play. I'm hoping that we can get the dub. But yeah, let's not spend too much time on the Spurs. Let's move on to Portland.
So as much as on the Pelbros podcast we have been just completely shitting on Dame and the Portland Trailblazers, because we have every right to, really, because we defeated a more full strength, Portland Blazers, Trailblazer team, obviously in the playoffs a few years back, right? There's that, but the thing is, Nurkic is back now too. They got Melo, right? And with all that too, they've actually been killing it somewhat in the bubble, man. They've also been quite a scary kind of team. So, it's almost as if Dame has been hearing my podcast. It's like, oh yeah, I see you. Yeah. And it's just a bang, bang, bang.
It's hard to discount Portland. They've been to the playoffs the past few seasons in a row.
Western Conference Finals last season.
Yeah, losing to us 4-0 in 2018. But the biggest thing that you brought up was Nurkic. I think that's the scariest part. Yeah. So he's come back after being injured. I think he did his I don't know if it was ACL or Achilles. It was one of them. Been out for a while, but it looks like he hasn't missed a beat. So he put up 30 points against Boston.
Far out.
Yes.
And they just lost to Boston, 4 points.
Exactly. So he's probably the X factor for me at the moment. Yeah. And he's a scary part. I know that we can lock down Dame. CJ tends to have good games against us, but once you lock down Dame, you're doing pretty well for yourself.
Yeah.
But the previous games that we played this season, they haven't had Nurkic.
Yeah.
So that's my X factor for them, and that's low key the scary part. Obviously that we're not versing them.
We're not versing them anymore.
But he can bring that level of play and energy against the teams that they're going against.
He is going to verse, especially the first one.
Yeah, the Houston Rockets. So let's quickly go through their schedule. Overall, to me, it looks like a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah.
But like you said, they've played pretty well at the start of the bubble. They've only lost by 5.
Yeah, I was going to say before, during the scrimmages, they went, I think, 0 for 3. Like, they lost the scrimmages, right, completely, and then bang,
wins against Memphis, and then a very close game
in OT, and then a very close game to Boston, which they lost, and then I guess I'll let you go through the schedule.
Yeah, so they'll be playing Houston, Denver, the Clippers, Philly, Dallas, and then Brooklyn.
They've got quite a tough schedule out of everyone. Houston Rockets, I'm not too sure, especially, but the thing is, like you said, Nurkic
Houston's been playing well, but Houston's been playing well, so that's the only. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, true.
I think Denver will win. I think the Clippers will win.
Yeah.
Philly and Dallas, I'm torn. My only concern I'll quickly bring up is that because there's no seeding there's no home court advantage. There's less incentive for teams to go really hard
at the end. Yeah.
So the teams that are in the playoffs now, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The only teams that have to be worried are the 8th and the teams competing for the 9th seed.
The hungry people.
So the question is whether even Denver, Clippers, Philly, and Dallas start to rest their players.
Yeah.
Guys like Porzingis, Kawhi's load management all season. Yeah. PG, potentially Embiid getting less minutes, or Simmons even.
Yeah.
Denver, Jokic potentially getting less minutes. There's a possibility that could happen. I don't know if they will. I think teams all want to compete and keep their guys fit and ready, but then there just might be less minutes on offer for those guys. So that's my only concern. Yeah. But I think overall they have a pretty tough schedule. I predict them to go.
How do you so let's go over each one. What do you think? How do you think? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many? What do you think they're going to
out of those 6? I think they'll go. I want to say 2-4.
2-4.
I even dare say 1-5.
Okay, so
they'll beat Brooklyn.
So they'll beat 100%.
Which is the last game.
Yep.
Come on, Brooklyn are third string Nets. I think they'll lose to Houston, lose to Denver, lose to the Clippers. I think they'll win a game against either Philly or Dallas. I think Philly have looked not 100%.
Yeah.
A bit inconsistent. And then I think same thing with Dallas. I can
see where you're coming from. I think it's either, like you said, they get 2 dubs. I think more so it might be a 3 for 3. They might do 3 for 3.
3 for 3?
Because it's, they've been balling out, bro. 3 for 3. But I just want to know, how does that add up, though? How does that add up in the numbers?
Well, they're on 30 wins at the moment.
So if they get 3 wins, are we pretty much fucked?
We're pretty... Oh, man.
But we get a tiebreaker over them, right?
Yeah, well, we would have to be on 33 wins.
Oh, we would have to 100%.
Have to be. So.
And were we saying we would be at least 32? Or are we saying we'd be at least 33?
We're saying at minimum 32.
Oh, no,
That's the
bro.
problem. So we want to see them
We want them
go 2 to 4, even better yet, 1 to 5.
So we got to worry about Portland now,
So
bro.
we're praying for a bunch of teams to step up.
Yeah,
and these are the teams that we wouldn't root for. These are teams we
Yeah.
fucking hate. Yeah, we're praying for them.
That's the thing. We wouldn't have to worry about Portland if we, just if we were able to get that dub versus Utah.
Yeah,
It's a shame. It's a shame. Now we're just making a headache for ourselves here. But I think we can be, because if it was to come to the point where we're both 33, we do technically probably have the tiebreaker over them. So I think we would technically be 9th seed in terms of worst case scenario. But let's just hope that it is that situation. Like 3 for 3 is the best case scenario for these guys or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, I put all my hopes in my eggs in the basket that they don't
Yeah.
win even 2 games, and hope they go 1
Yeah,
to 5.
because that's also talking that we're going to be completely on an undefeated streak
Flawless,
from now on
exactly.
too. So I don't know about that, bro. Like, knowing being a Pels fan for how long? Shit, boy. All right, shall we move on to the next? Or?
Yeah, so we'll quickly go over the Kings and the Suns, which are other 2 teams competing for this 9th seed.
Can we talk about Memphis briefly too?
Did we not talk about them?
Oh, no, I don't think we'll talk about Memphis.
Oh, yeah, let's quickly go over Memphis' schedule.
Because they're currently on the AFC.
So they got Utah, OKC, Toronto, Boston, and Milwaukee.
Oh, shit.
So I think if
They'd be lucky to get 1, to be honest.
if there's one recurring theme from all these teams we've gone
what's up
through,
with this revving of those bikes, bro?
the
continue.
one recurring theme is how tough all these schedules are for these other teams. So we've easily got the easiest strength of schedule, but man, this is also a tricky one. Memphis haven't looked good, but you're going up against some of the best teams.
Memphis might actually just drop out of the AFC, to be honest. That might work out for us, right?
Big possibility that
Actually, it probably will work out
and
for
I think
us.
some fans are already, some Memphis fans are already potentially thinking
after the loss to us, bro, like you can't blame them, really.
Yeah, they're all pretty depressed like we were, but I think they'll lose to Utah. I think they'll lose to OKC. I think they'll lose to Toronto, man. I think they'll lose to Boston.
Yeah.
I think they'll lose to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I think there's a high chance of them going 0-5.
Yeah,
So.
they might just be completely lost in the bubble, to be honest. And then with that, they'd stay at 30. Is that how many wins are they on currently?
They're on 32.
32. Oh my god, that does not
That's
help
what I'm
us
saying.
out.
That's
But
what
we
I'm
have a tiebreaker over them at least. We at least had a tiebreaker over
We
them.
went in already 4 games down, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It wasn't
true.
any easy feat to start with.
Yeah, true.
Especially dropping that Utah game is painful because
Yeah,
if we could have just clinched that, it just would have given us that little advantage.
yeah. We don't have much breathing room. Yeah.
So,
But that's the thing. Okay, the thing is though, best case scenario. Okay, it's still probably I'd say Spurs is still the scariest of it all because we don't know where we are with them just yet. But with Portland and both Memphis, we do have the tiebreaker over them. So if there was a situation where we're both on the same amount of games, like 1, we could still sneak in. So this is that. Okay. This is probably sneaking into the 9th, not even the 8th.
Yeah, exactly.
And then lastly, Kings and Suns.
Let's go into the Kings really quickly.
Yeah.
So the Kings have Dallas, then Pelicans, us, Brooklyn, Houston, us again, and then the Lakers.
They might go 0 completely 0.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're going to win.
I could see them going 0 for 6. I think I think realistically they'll get the win over the Brooklyn.
Yeah, true. I forgot Brooklyn.
I'm confident that the Pelicans will beat them twice,
Like,
which will be massive.
We need to.
My only concern again will be the game with the Lakers. I think they'll be resting players. It's the very last game of the season. Just today, the Lakers beat. Oh man, I'm blanking. Who did they beat?
I can't remember either.
Oh man, whoever they beat, that helped clinch their
You keep talking. I'll find it.
So they're officially the first seed. No other team can catch them.
Yeah.
I just see them resting both AD and LeBron, or at least giving limited minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe not like a full, DNP. So they beat Utah today.
Yeah, I was just about to say Utah Jazz.
But just limiting their minutes, and that could open up opportunities for the Kings. We've got De'Aaron Fox is still a baller, so shout out to him. Buddy Hield's a bit of X factor. But yeah, I could see them going 0 for 6.
Okay, but let's assume their best case scenario, they could get 2 dubs or like 1 or 2 dubs. What are they currently on right now?
28 wins.
Okay, so that's cool. Even if they do get their
They'll
2
put them on
dubs,
30, yeah.
they're going to be on 30. Ain't no threat to
So
us.
as long as we track well, we'll be fine.
Should we? Yeah, true. If we don't drop a game to them because we cannot afford to drop a game.
We can afford to. Yeah.
Should we even talk about Suns?
Let's quickly go through the Suns.
Suns
So
real quick if you wish.
another tough schedule. Clippers, Indiana, Miami, OKC, Philly, and Dallas. So that's all teams that are already in the playoffs. But they have gotten 2 dubs from this Orlando restart against Washington, so nothing to really be impressed by. But they actually beat Dallas. And that's why I was saying Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas has looked a bit inconsistent because you can't be dropping games to the Suns.
Yeah.
Come on. Devin Booker just went ham, 30 points on them. I don't know what they were doing on defense, but overall with their remaining games, this is another one where I look at it and I could think that they could go 0-6 as well.
Yeah.
The only game is that they have Dallas is the very last game because of their history, as in they've beaten Dallas once in this bubble. That's the one where I leave open for them to potentially win against them.
So did you say the schedule? Did you say the
I did. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Clippers, okay. Indiana, Miami. I won't go through it again.
Okay. OG. Yeah. So I guess it's come to the it's still possible for us to squeeze in there. The situation is especially if it does help us if Memphis doesn't get any games, right?
Yeah.
Because then it actually opens up the 8th and 9th seed. You know what I mean? There could be two people with like almost the same record in that sense, right? So there's definitely still a chance, right? But we're no longer, because last episode before we were educated, right? Before when we still had like Pelicans. Before we forgot how it actually felt like to be a Pelicans fan, right? We were still, we were like this going off this
blinded.
Like, we had this like career 49 points, career high 49 points BI kind of version of the Pelicans, which is so false. That's never how it's actually been like. For every high, you have like 100 years of suffering. You know what I mean? For your sins, pretty much. That's what happened. And I was like, oh yeah, shit. So, but what I'm trying to say though, my point is that last episode, we were thinking we could definitely get into the 8th seed, right? Yeah. Now it's like we're aiming for the 9th seed, and I think it is still possible with just some numbers. Because like a lot of my mates have been talking shit like, oh bro, like Pels with an L, you know, like in caps like Pels. I'm like, come on, shut up.
That's what it's felt like.
And but with that, I was just like, yo, me and James, we're gonna actually run the numbers later tonight, so I'll have evidence to back up my point. And it seems like we have run the numbers, and it seems that we do have quite a decent chance. It's only, like I said, situation is the Spurs we have to be scared about. However, if Memphis was to go the trend they're doing, which is losing games as they do, which let's hope they continue to do, right? Then that clears up. In that case, come in the Spurs, but then we have to versus Spurs in the play, and that's kind of scary.
Yeah. So I think to summarize, just realistically, we got to temper our expectations.
Yeah.
Maybe the 9th seed is more realistic than 8th seed, but Memphis could drop all their games and potentially fall out and open up an opportunity for two new teams, us being one or the Spurs being one, potentially even Portland, and then just having a different playing tournament with a different team.
Yeah.
But I think that wraps up everything that we had to talk about.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty good episode.
Yeah, I reckon it's been pretty freaking not too bad, right? Like, especially because we're back in person again, we can actually get this IRL chemistry going on again and shit.
Yeah, it feels more natural,
definitely.
To chat and talk.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, let us know if you lasted to this long. It's been almost 50-minute episode.
Yeah.
But let us know what your thoughts are. How did you feel about the first few games? Hit us up on Instagram. Engage with our stuff. We've got a bunch of content coming out.
Yeah.
Based on the games, and then also our predictions. What do you think about our predictions? How are you feeling? I think a lot of fans are feeling a bit disheartened.
Yeah, especially after that Clippers game.
Yeah, many are preparing for, I guess, tanking or next season. But we still
yeah.
got hope. We still got hope. Let us know what you think about our predictions. But these will go up on Instagram, so keep an eye out.
Yeah, so at Pelbros, Instagram, obviously Pelbros on YouTube. We've got plenty of shit already up there, but we'll have plenty of shit to continue going on. And during the off season too, we'll be keeping you entertained as we do.
Yeah, pelbros.com.
Pelbros.com, obviously, for pretty much everything you need on there. And pelbrospodcast@gmail.com if you wish to holler at us, advertisers, sponsors, if you want, because we're uploading it on Google Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube, etc. But Spotify, if you guys want an exclusive deal, you probably talk to our agents on pelbrospodcast@gmail.com, and we can negotiate something there.
Yeah, give us a 6-month gift.
Yeah,
anniversary gift.
But I guess to another kind of like cheers. So that has been the 6-month kind of celebration. We've just recorded it. Like I said, I think my last kind of final kind of closing notes here, from the beginning, from like episode 0 to right now, right? We're some professionals, bro. We're some professionals, man. We're some professionals right now, man.
Getting better. Every episode getting better.
Yeah, bro. I reckon call it that.
Yeah, let's call it. Pelbros out.
Pelbros signing out. See ya later.